Do you ever feel the urge to keep doing more and more, even when there's nothing that you can do in a situation to make any sort of difference? If this sounds like you, then I want you to imagine you're out in a big blue ocean. You can't see the shore, you're stranded in the middle of this ocean. There are no boats around, no rocks to cling onto. It's literally just you in this huge, great big blue sea. This is sort of the image that comes up for me when I think about powerlessness, and that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. Forgive me for the dramatic sort of start, but I just think that this is a nice way to capture the feeling that I've been experiencing in the last few weeks and months. So if you're someone who struggles with feeling out of control and like there's nothing that you can do to change a situation, then please keep watching, and I'm going to explain why this image of being out on the ocean alone, a pretty bleak and scary image, can actually be really, really helpful for combating this feeling of powerlessness, especially if you have a really busy mind and a disposition for wanting to do more and more and more. Welcome to the video. It's currently Sunday morning and I'm just going to go in, make the most of the sunshine, go for a little walk around the park and take you along with me to film this video. So let's go. Okay, so to give this video some context, I've recently been made redundant, which is sort of very unexpected and has thrown me into this situation where I'm needing to job hunt sooner than I expected to, basically. I was on a 2-year grad scheme and this has happened like 1 year in. So yeah, it wasn't really on my 2025 bingo card, but nevertheless, we're in this situation now. So yeah, that's some context. So as I've started to job hunt, what I've been really noticing is that there's two sides to the coin. So there's the giving side and the receiving side. The giving side is when you're creating your CV, creating your cover letter, putting all of your effort into the thing that you're going to put out there. On this side of the coin, you're really in control of what happens. You're increasing your chances of success by optimizing it with all the right keywords and sort of tailoring everything that you can to be the right fit for the job. And yeah, like in this section, it's really in your control as to what the end result is. And for me at least, this is where I'm most comfortable. I like the planning stages, I like things being in my control, I like knowing that my outputs are the thing that is determining the result. But then once you've sent that job application off, and this is what I'm realizing now, you have literally no control over what happens. It's fully out of your hands and you sort of just like have to surrender to the process of it. And this is the part that I'm learning to accept and learning to lean into at the moment, because it's not the most natural thing for me, and yeah, it's not my favourite. But that doesn't mean it's not a worthwhile part of the process and that there's loads that you can learn in this stage. So yeah, that's what this video is about. So yeah, at this stage I'm sort of feeling completely powerless to change anything, and what I'm trying to learn is that you sort of have to let go a bit in this situation, and this is the other side of the coin, the receiving part. You can't get a job by just putting applications out there. There has to be someone on the other end willing to receive it and willing to give you an offer. And so yeah, this is like the awkward sort of pause bit in the middle where I need to be patient and I need to relax and just like let things come to me, rather than always like going out and doing more and trying to put more effort into everything, because it's just not how this half of the process works. Like, it's not what is going to lead to any different results, because at this point I'm not in control of the situation. I'm not the one that can do anything to change it. So yeah, it's sort of like learning to lean into that. But going back to the ocean metaphor, this is where instead of frantically swimming and treading water and trying to paddle towards the shore that you can't really see, the only thing that's going to conserve your energy here and actually lead to a more beneficial result is to lie back, just look up at the sky and float. So that's sort of the image that's like in my head at the moment. I'm just trying to imagine I'm on this big ocean. There's nothing I can do. I have no life jacket. I have no flare to like send a signal. I don't have any methods of getting to the shore. And so I'm just in this big sea of uncertainty and feeling a little bit powerless, but at the end of the day, you have to just float. You have to lie back on the water and let anything that's going to come towards you, because you're just going to tire yourself out otherwise. So yeah, that's like the metaphor that I'm using to help me in this situation. It's kind of nice. I filmed a video here a little while ago talking about my reflections from Berlin, probably like at the end of April. And yeah, the like whole field has completely changed. It's the end of August now, the very last day of August. Summer's been and gone, and yeah, I'm just like sort of in a period of changing seasons myself, and so it's like sort of fitting to see that around me as well. The leaves are falling off the trees, the grass is all fairly bare and like, yeah, needing some water. So it's just interesting to see parallels in the seasons outside and the like internal seasons that we experience, and yeah, sort of aligning at the moment with my experience. My natural instinct in these situations is just to try and keep pushing on, to keep doing more, to keep like doing whatever it is, like even if it's not going to lead to any effective results, just to keep doing. So yeah, I'm sort of learning to be more in the receiving mode, to experience more, to be more present, to let things come in and just stop sort of like frantically swimming, because it doesn't actually lead you anywhere. It just makes you tired and burnt out. Sort of learning to float, learning to pause, learning to take stock of where I am. But it's like a bit of a messy process, I suppose. It's very easy to sit and talk about it, but it's a different thing actually doing it. But we'll get there. Last week I sent off like 2 applications, so it's not huge numbers, but I feel like I'd rather, especially when it's a job that I'm actually really interested in, I'd rather give it the full sort of effort and make sure that I'm really optimizing my chances of success, because it's just such a competitive market that I feel like if you don't do that, you don't really get anywhere. The last job that I applied for a couple of weeks ago that I got rejected for, in the rejection email they said they had 487 applications, which is just crazy. So yeah, it's a tough world, it's a competitive world, but I hope that I'll get somewhere. And like I said, it's sort of quality over quantity, I think. But then again, you do have to put quite a lot out there to get anywhere, so maybe we'll revise that tactic next week. But just catching myself, there I am talking about being rather than doing, and instantly I'm back to thinking about what I can control and like putting in more effort and all of the doing side of things. So yeah, it's not second nature. So a few concrete examples of what being rather than doing looks like to me. It's things like this, coming out and reflecting on everything that I'm experiencing, and being in nature is definitely a big one for me. Just love being in the green, being in the big blue sky, and just allowing myself to relax. I really love this park. It's near where I live, and just lovely, really, really lovely. It's got loads of trees, which I love. Spending time with friends as well has been really nice, especially my colleagues who are kind of going through the same situation, but also just my housemates and stuff. It's been nice to just have a bit more time in my day, I suppose, and to spend some quality time with them, talk it all through. I've been enjoying exercise as well. I signed up for the gym like a month ago, and I've been going twice a week, so that's been good. I did parkrun yesterday, which is also like, a nice way to just clear my head and get out. And running's good for my mental health. I try to like think of it more as a mental health thing than a physical health thing, because it just motivates me to do it a bit more. But yeah, I suppose it's both. And thinking about what I want long term has also been another way of taking the pressure off the now, and taking off the pressure of like things needing to happen immediately, because life is long and there's lots of opportunities to make changes and to do different things. And so thinking about my bigger picture goals is quite nice as well, in small amounts, because I tend to get a bit carried away with that. So 3 key takeaways from what I've been speaking about in this video. Firstly, you don't always need to be doing something. Definitely learning this lesson still, but it's that image of floating on the big ocean to conserve your energy rather than frantically treading water to stay afloat and frantically swimming towards any shore that you can, even if it might not be the right one. Secondly, these are sort of two sides of the same coin. You can't have the doing part without the being part and the resting. There's always going to be two sides to this coin. You can't have one without the other. And yeah, that's sort of the lesson I'm learning as well at the moment. And thirdly is that there are always different seasons of life, similar to the last one, but more specifically to needing different things at different points in time. I am much more of a spring and summer type of girl than a autumn and winter girl. So coming into autumn for me is, yeah, not my favourite, but I'm sort of learning to see the positives in each season rather than like demonising one of them. And autumn for me is all about coming home to yourself, reflection, getting like nice and cozy and sort of focusing more on your inner world than the outer world. And I think that's really valuable. I do really value that. It's just like in the moment it's slightly harder for me to do. But I know that some people love autumn and they love the cozy feel, they love the resting and just not having the pressure of like needing to do loads of things like you maybe feel in the summer. So yeah, everyone's different, and just like for me, spring and summer are my natural sort of, that's where I feel my energy most come alive. But yeah, it's different for everyone. So appreciating that there are different seasons and that can reflect both in our outer world and our inner world. Also, one final takeaway, this is so random, but as a swimming teacher, if you're ever like out at sea and this is like a real life situation, it also applies in that situation. Float to live. That's like the life-saving tip. So random, but yeah. If you're ever out to sea and you feel like you're not safe, you have to float rather than swim, because that's going to conserve your energy. So yeah, real life advice coming to you as well. So if you've been feeling guilty for not being productive enough or struggling with feeling out of control, I really hope this video has helped you. I'd love to know how you're applying it to your own life in the comments below. Leave me a little message. And yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed it. Join me in the next one for another little take on clarity and finding confidence to live your dream life. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. If you liked this video, you might like this one where I talk about how to find your purpose, or this one where I talk about my redundancy process so far.